and welcome back to Inspiring Charlotte. I'm Lori.
And I'm George.
And today we're going to talk about the design process. What do you need to prepare yourself when meeting with a designer or going into a store and meeting with someone who's going to be helping you out with your furniture? So today we're going to kind of go over kind of some design prep for you as the consumer to bring to the table for your designer. So what would you say, George, is the most important thing that somebody should bring to a design appointment?
There's so many different things, but I think the measurements.
Measurements, of course. Measure 3 times.
Yeah, measure. Yeah, exactly. I love when they come in and we'll be like, well, especially in a store, when you're meeting with a designer, you're like outside of a store, when you're meeting with a designer that you've hired or you're with one of the designers in our store, I think it's important to come in knowing what you want.
Right.
Like it kind of amazes me when people walk in and they're like, well, hi, maybe we have you find something, you set an appointment. What are you looking for? I don't know.
Yeah. I want to get an inspiration. I'm going to walk around.
Well, I mean, I get that part, but and then when you say, I love this sofa, this is kind of what I've been looking for. Well, what are the dimensions of your room? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're serious, now if you're just window shopping.
Right. That's another story.
I do that myself. Like, I love to go to different furniture stores in town. And when I'm up in High Point to showrooms and look but when I'm serious, I'm working on a client's home. Like when I go out, I'm going to measure everything.
Right.
Because I want the space we're working on. What are the dimensions? What are your inspirations? What made you decide to come meet with me?
Or bring floor plans too.
Yeah,
if you've got the floor plans, the new builds, obviously you're going to have floor plans.
Like even floor plans I'm finding lately, and I don't know if it's just new builds, but when I go into a home and I measure based on what, they're always off like 3 or 4 inches or there's so that, and you don't think about it, but 3 or 4 inches can make a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
Like it sounds like it's nothing, but it's like, what are you inspired by? Show me your dimensions. Budget.
That's the one that people say, I don't know yet. No. Come in with your max. Come in with your max because if there's something that you really like,
be realistic.
We're going to have to work with it.
Be realistic when you're making a budget. People go, oh, well, I saw this sofa on this site for this much. Well, go by that one because if you're going to come to me, I'm going to make you a custom made to your specifications, to your liking.
Right.
But be realistic with the budget and don't tell me I know this is the kiss of death when someone comes in. If I love it, I'll pay for it. No, you won't.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe some do. Some do. But, I think and a lot of people haven't really shopped for like their serious home furnishings.
No.
They go to the big boxes and buy a piece or buy a group or buy something. And then when they get serious about really upgrading or filling in with good pieces, they don't think about this is real furniture.
Right.
And it's
Custom built.
It's not inexpensive.
No, you're going to pay a little bit more. I had a customer come in yesterday. She just moved here from Los Angeles. And she did say, listen, I asked her what her budget was. And she said, I don't know yet. She goes, but I know when I see things. And she's like, and I'm ready to upgrade to good custom furniture. And I know where I am in North Carolina. And I think it's important that so she's coming back. And I did tell her, go home and measure.
Yeah.
I said, if there's pieces you're going to keep that you already have, take pictures of it.
And send them to me. Let me start thinking about based on.
Bring them back with you because those finishes we're going to try to have to match or at least blend them in the room. The style of those pieces
your upholstery
is important.
That you've saved, the rugs you've saved, the lamps you've saved,
because everything's got to be cohesive, and I need to know what things we're keeping and what things we're not.
Yeah. Well, and my favorite one though is when you go to a client in and they're like, "Well, I have this piece of art. The colors don't match my art." Well, they're not supposed to.
Right.
Art is a subjective thing.
It's a very subjective thing.
And people, when I show them rooms I've done, and they're like, well, wow, that all goes together, but it doesn't look like it should work. Well, it does.
It does.
Because we're not car animals anymore. Quit thinking about when I'm designing your home that everything has to match.
And that's one thing.
Or when they ask me for sets.
Oh yeah, but in finishes too, you're doing 2 different manufacturers, and they want those finishes to be the same, and I'm like,
not going to happen. There's
not. But I can get as close as I can, or we could even do a kind of like a mismatch, but they're in the same color tone. So,
but it has to be intentional.
Yes.
You don't want to try to match it. The biggest fear is trying to match and getting the exact. This finish doesn't look just like this finish. Well, it's wood.
Yeah.
And
they might be different woods.
And if it's painted, unless it's painted,
yeah,
every piece of wood takes stain a little bit differently. Now, there are ways for like the high-end manufacturers that can blend the finishes and make them look spectacular. Right. You know, like Hickory Chair or Century or Chaddock, yes, or Baker. They do a phenomenal job of making the finishes look spectacular and blended, where you don't have like strips of colored solid wood.
Right, and then you have like a punch of like a red in that finish.
Well, we had one piece show up at the store one time. It looked like it had a racing stripe going around it. And it was all the same wood, but that one piece of wood took the stain completely different from the rest of the wood. But it's funny that when people come in and they're just not prepared for reality. And I think that's part of our job
is to educate them.
To educate and tell, like, and I'm a proponent of high-low. Everything in that room does not have to be ridiculously expensive.
No.
I don't mind. That's why we have 60 manufacturers, because we can pull from an amalgamation of companies that are just incredible, super high end to moderate, lower end, but still get the right piece and find the right thing to blend into your home. But that's where budget comes back into play.
Right.
Like, say you're giving me a room, $25,000 for a room, which it may sound like a lot, but it adds up really quickly.
Once you put the upholstery in there, the rug,
the window
all of
treatments,
the window treatments,
you're probably that's another one that blows me, because we do window treatments to Casa Fiora, an amazing company based in Monroe, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte, that does for Neiman Marcus and Hochschild. They make draperies for companies all over the world. Wonderful company, but people don't realize it's expensive.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing window treatments to make them feel full and luxurious and the right size, it takes yards and yards of fabric, and fabric's not inexpensive.
Doing blackout or doing whiteout on the back or whatever, that's more fabric you're using.
And then the hardware. And then, so I think people need to start, and I think, again, it's our job to educate into, like, when you come to me at the store and make an appointment and or want me to come to your home, like, let's like, I take notes.
Yeah,
I do my dimensions. I take my notes, like
a notepad, a measuring tape.
Exactly. And before they come into the store, the last thing I leave them with is, now I've got what you want me to do and I have my ideas, but I need you to give me a budget.
Yeah.
And I go over with them, like, you want to accomplish this, you want to accomplish this, you want this specific palette, you want this. Know that it's not going to be inexpensive, because we're creating a space for you, which is our job. And I want you to love what we're doing, and I don't want you to be afraid of cost. So if you can give me a number,
we'll try to hit that number.
We'll hit that number, and that way we can use, again, our other vendors to fill in the pieces that,
And I'll even pull two pieces.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give them
maybe
options.
One that's a higher end and maybe one that's a moderate, and just kind of show them the difference so that they know we can always fall back on this one if this one's kind of out of the budget.
Yeah. And or like, we've got this whole table full of fabrics here. Yeah. Like, people fall in love with these beautiful velvets and the wovens and the beautiful prints, and some of them are super expensive. Yeah. And, they're like, oh my God, I love that. I'd love to do a chair in that. Well, that could be a gorgeous chair, a beautiful pair of chairs, but then the rest of the room's got to be kind of quiet. Yeah. But, like, this could be a super high-end fabric. This is a grade 58, which is not crazy for Taylor King. It's actually a pretty decent price point. But you've got to think, well, maybe we dial this back.
And pillows.
Do pillows and pull it in.
Or accent pieces.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
an ottoman.
Yeah. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And then, I can hit your budget and may spend a little more money on the sofa where you're going to sit and use every day.
Correct.
And dial back the chairs a little bit. Maybe don't use the most expensive cocktail table, or do some really fabulous lamps that pull the space together. Yeah. And stay in your budget. Because, again, if you give me a realistic number and the right dimensions, I can create anything.
Exactly.
It's what we do every day.
So how do you feel about like mood boards or Pinterest pages or something? Because I do have some customers who are very into design, and they will come to me and they say, I really like this. Can you replicate this, or can you find this for me?
Well, I think that my big issue with, and I love Pinterest and I love mood boards and I try to put a mood board together, but I find that when I start with something, and you know this, most people, while they love you and they say they trust you and they trust your opinion,
they have their own opinion.
They want to rip it apart 50. And then sadly in the retail side, and you lucky designers at home have to deal with the retail side sometimes, have the cousin, the aunt, the designer that lives down the street, the best friend
who does some decorating,
gives an opinion. And changes your mood board.
Exactly.
So I start off with a palette.
Yes.
And kind of some good basic cloth.
Yeah.
And if we get to the point where we're happy with everything, I will create a mood board.
Yeah.
My only issue with Pinterest, and there's some beautiful homes, they never put a budget or what the people spent on the room on Pinterest. And you and I know we can look at the rooms and I can tell you the pieces that are in that room and the manufacturers they came from.
Exactly.
Or the antique or the one-of-a-kind piece. And I'm like, I had somebody show me a bookcase with like these objects in it. And they're like, I'd love to recreate. And I'm like, well, you know that little sculpture up there in the corner was like $12,000. Like,
yeah.
And they have no concept
of it. Yeah.
Because it's beautiful, or like wallpaper in a bookcase. They're like, oh, I love this wallpaper. Well, it's $400 a yard. So like, that's the only thing about Pinterest. Again, it should only be inspirational.
Exactly.
Could be aspirational.
Yeah.
If you want to achieve that, we can do it. But I think from a standpoint of things like that, and Instagram and all the other social media sites, the reality isn't there sometimes.
Yeah.
And people fall in love. And then they come to you with the budget, and I'm like, it has to be. They have to equal each other. They can't just be 10,000. I want you to see this Pinterest. Do this for $10,000.
It's not going to work that way.
Not going to happen.
No.
And I don't mind.
I can recreate this, but I'm going to have to let you know what you're going to spend.
Yeah. Or my other thing that I've kind of been doing lately is maybe we'll do it in stages.
Yeah.
Let's get the good basics in that you can live with for a year or two.
And then
we'll just layer the room with the pieces or the inspiration. And what I try to tell people too, a lot of these rooms and things that you see are, while they may be the current trend or they may be, look at the great pieces that are timeless in the space that won't date your plan. Like I think this fabric is fabulous. It's a very mid-century modern inspired piece. I love velvet.
It's a little tribal too. So it's pulling from different genres basically.
But in 5 years, if you did 2 chairs in this, that might
be out of style.
You'll look at it and go, those chairs were from 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Or those, so it's good to start with in a room, especially if we're going off a Pinterest board.
Yeah.
Let's get the basics that we see
Get the bones first.
Get the bones in. Live with it 6 months, a year, save up a little more money.
We'll add the chair with the funky fabric.
The draperies, the wallpaper, the lighting. But and some people come in and say, here's my house, do the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't have a design bone in my body. That's why I'm coming to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it. It's a blast.
Yeah, those are fun because it's an open palette. You can really do anything. You can create anything.
When you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
Don't think because the sofa gets here and a rug gets here and you're like, oh, wow, that's a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like it's sometimes because, every manufacturers, there are delays. Fabrics.
Correct.
A frame may be delayed or a part for a dresser or something's delayed. So you'll get most of the furniture you picked, but some pieces won't show up and they can't. You and I can visualize. I mean, I can pull up fabrics for a client in 3 minutes, know exactly what the room's going to look like in my head.
Exactly. And sometimes we have to, go to the manufacturers that do have like a configurator that you can actually put things and drape some fabric on it and put the pieces together, especially with upholstery pieces.
Yeah.
Just for a customer to see it because they can't envision it like you and I can.
Well, I don't think they can envision these little, like these tigers on this chartreuse background. Right. But I think when they see it used in a space or draped over something, it actually could be a fabulous little accent piece.
Exactly.
Great little ottomans or hassocks, like little small poofs or something in the room. I think could be really interesting. But I think it's funny when I see people come in and go, "Oh my God, I want a whole headboard in this." I'm like, it could be spectacular.
But you're probably not going to like it in about 5 years.
No, so let's take this piece and put the budget towards a beautiful, clean, simple bed, and let's do some great.
A bench
or some great like Euro shams. Or a large lumbar for the bed.
Pillow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can create so much. But again, I think it's our job is to literally measurements, budget, inspiration,
pull. And just pull different furniture. Timing.
Because like when we get close to Christmas every year and Thanksgiving.
People get anxious and want their
September,
stuff.
October.
Yeah.
They come in, I need a dining table for Thanksgiving. And you're like,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Like we aren't a fast furniture company. No. Yeah, we do have brands that do stock.
Yes.
Bernhardt, Hooker, Vanguard to some extent, Universal. Beautiful manufacturers, great manufacturers, great stories.
But if you want something custom, you should have ordered it 2 months ago.
Yeah. Or, I want my sectional in my living room for Christmas. Yeah, that should have happened that should have happened last July.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to show up in your house. Because they forget that, and I think we talked about this in one of our early podcasts. It's that, when you buy something manufactured in this country, in North Carolina, that's a bench-made, handmade piece of furniture, I don't think people grasp that Century, Sherrill, Hickory Chair, Vanguard are sold all over the world.
Right.
And it comes from here.
Right.
So when you order a piece of furniture through your designer or through the retail environment,
it's not us making it.
Yeah, we're not making it. We facilitate the purchase and the design.
We handle everything on the back end, but there's other people creating it, and it goes through multiple hands in that factory.
A million. And you, Mr. Jones, are number 627 in line for today.
Right.
I love when they come in and go, "Well, I ordered 3 weeks ago. Why? To give me an update." It's getting in line.
Yeah.
Like it's
they're
getting in line.
inputting it. It's getting in line. It's not even in production yet.
And it's funny, like with other things, like you build a home, it's going to take 9 months to a year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
When you custom order a car, it's going to be 12 weeks, 6 months, whatever
it is.
But when it comes to furniture and you want a specific fabric or specific look or a specific piece, you forget that it's an assembly line of sorts, but it's different because the stations are, and we need to, one day we'll do this. We'll take you guys on a tour. I'd love to do a factory tour.
Maybe
show you how things are made.
Because when you see the bones of it and you see the sewing, you see how they build the frames, the spring system, all of that in it. It's amazing to watch that there are actual people touching.
Well, and like when you do something, a tufted piece.
Yeah.
Well, like
that's
all tufting
amazing.
is not created equally.
No,
and
tufting's hard too.
Tufting's hard. Well, there are pattern cut tufting where they cut it and sew it and then button it.
And there's specialists that do this.
Know exactly how to fold the fabric and create the tuft. Mm-hmm. But I think that's one of the things you have to realize when we're creating for you, that when you're going to these companies and we're creating this piece for you, it's got to be made.
Right.
And it takes time.
It does.
And, people think, 12 weeks. Oh, I can't wait. Well, you rush out and buy something you're going to hate.
And you're going to come back
to me
6 months and say, hey, I don't like what I bought.
And then you're going to go, well, wait. When I looked at it 6 months or a year ago, the best ones are, I looked at this sofa 2 years ago, and I think I'm ready to do it now. Well, the price has gone up $1,000.
Right.
What do you mean? Well,
exactly.
The price of everything else has gone up in the world. Why did you think the price of your sofa is not going to go up?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of the easy, and again, it's part of our process, but we're in the retail environment. So for us, it's a little harder because we deal with new people on a daily basis.
You always, and we have so many people moving to Charlotte now too. That, we've got a lot of new people coming in the store. They see us as they're driving down Furniture Row where we are.
Or they see our podcast, or they see our ads, or they see our magazine.
Or they've been up to Hickory and they realize, there's one in Charlotte. I live close to Charlotte. So.
Exactly. And it's and of course, we talk about the growth here. I had some friends in town yesterday who are in real estate in Boone, and they've been coming and going to Charlotte for years. I mean, they come down for the weekend, and we go to dinners, and I take them to cool new restaurants, and we need to do another one on that later too.
Well, at the end of this one, we will mention a couple restaurants.
So cool new places that are really great. But they were in town, and they work with. They just changed it. It was Allen Tate. Now it's Howard Hanna Allen Tate. Howard Hanna, Allen Tate Realty. Yeah. And they're in the Boone office and Blowing Rock office. And so they were down for the weekend. And I took Chris out to neighborhoods because he said, we're seeing a ton of people in Boone now that have moved to Charlotte, and they're coming up here and buying these crazy houses. Like, what? I said, let me take you through some neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And he was just blown away. Then it doesn't. And so that's with our job of this, creating the design environment. All these new people moving that want new stuff for these new builds or remodels or old builds in these great neighborhoods like Myers Park, Dilworth, Eastover, Plaza Midwood, South Park, Foxcroft.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in South Park, and I remember when Foxcroft was old, 70s ranch.
I mean, even my neighborhood is the split levels and the
crazy
ranch homes
the teardowns
from the 60s. Yeah.
It's sad because those neighborhoods had huge lots, and that's why people are buying the houses and tearing them down. But We've got so much opportunity now and so many diverse clients.
Yeah.
And so the job for us to create goes back to, again, our good basics. Measure, inspiration, budget, whatever order you're going to put that in. Those are like the three.
Take pictures of everything that you're keeping, or I even have customers who they're redoing their floors, they're redoing, painting. Yeah. They'll bring in the paint swatch, they'll bring in the flooring, which is so helpful because as we're building on everything and we're pulling fabrics and we're pulling paint finishes, or we're pulling finishes for the wood and everything. Yeah. That helps in kind of making it cohesive.
Exactly. And your paint colors too. Paint.
Yeah, paint is very important.
Well, and this is what people get hung up on. They're like, oh, well, I just moved to this house and my walls are green or whatever color the builder or the previous owner painted it. And I'm like, you can just go buy a gallon of paint, repaint the walls.
Yeah, it's cheaper than
redo it. Then creating a whole room around this color
that you don't really like.
That you don't like, but you bought the house anyway.
Exactly.
And then you complain that I don't like the way this room looks now with all these things you've selected.
Yeah.
Well, paint it.
Right.
Wallpaper it. Do something different. But no, that's part of our design process.
Exactly.
And those are the things that you have to think about when you get serious. I love window shoppers. I've got no issue with window shoppers because I know you get it all the time. I do too. When they come into the store and they're like, we just want to look. And I'm like, well, I'm here. My name's George. If you have any questions, you want to know about a manufacturer, and I point to the wall and say, these are all the custom fabrics for all the different manufacturers that we carry. And they kind of look at you like, huh?
They're like, wow, that's a lot.
They think it's,
it gets overwhelming.
They do. Well, this is like such a little microcosm of all the fabrics that we carry. It's a little tiny amalgamation of, but there are so many different manufacturers and different fabrics.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun to, like, even with the window shoppers, you can catch them and they'll be like, oh, wow, I had no idea this was a thing.
Right.
Or this is how you did it, or this is where I could find it.
Because they're used to going to the big box furniture companies, or they're used to going to somewhere where you get 4 choices of fabric.
We talked about that before. Here's sofa A, and these 6, does this come in green? What shade of green? Like, how many greens do you want?
Because green, there's a lot.
But again, I think that's, you get the basics down.
Yeah.
Colors, dimensions, inspiration, money, all that together.
Yeah.
And then we like to work with you and create.
Yeah.
And we like your input.
Exactly.
I'm not just going to shove something down your throat. I think a true designer and the design consultation is about, let me kind of nudge you in the right direction. But you've got to, at the end of the day, I can tell you, I want pink walls, orange drapes, and blue shag carpet, which I would never do. But at the end of the day, you have to love it.
Yeah.
And no matter how I try to influence, if you don't love it, I haven't done my job.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about restaurants. Where have you been lately?
I'm Greek. Don't know if any of you know that, but so there's a really Yasu Greek opened in Charlotte, and I loved it. A lot of my Greek friends, again, it's like Italian food. You're Italian. We all came from a certain part of Greece, and we all have a little different regions and flavors.
Of foods, yes.
Overall, probably one of the best Greek restaurants up. That felt authentic.
Going there soon.
Felt authentic to me. Super authentic.
Yes.
My mother made it a different way, of course. But the flavors, the textures, the smells, the senses were all engaged.
It brought you back.
It was desserts, which I love, amazing desserts. I'll give you a list.
Yes.
I haven't been to in Fourth Ward Spaghetti.
I haven't been there either.
Did you know it? Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
So there's a Fourth Ward, for those of you that don't know, is Charlotte originally, when it was started to grow, the uptown area is divided into 4 wards. First ward, second ward, third ward, fourth ward. Fourth ward is the most historic with the oldest homes.
Right.
Alexander Michaels is there. Beautiful homes.
Your neighborhood.
I live in Fourth Ward, obsessed with the it's so walkable. It's so
you got park. You've got a park
over there.
You've got a beautiful park.
And the homes date back to I think late 1700s to late 1800s, plus like new builds and stuff they mixed in.
Civil War era.
Yeah, there's some really beautiful old homes there. But Spaghetti is in an old home from, I think, the 1890s. That was a residence. And then before someone bought it and tore it down because it went for sale, it was another wine bar for like a year and a half. Yeah. So it's a beautiful old home.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And a group of neighbors got together and bought the house.
Oh, wow.
To preserve it. So they wouldn't tear it down and build another condo building or another. and they preserved it. And so they've hired a James Beard Award nominated chef, I believe, to prepare. And the pricing's fantastic.
Well, and that neighborhood is great too with the Christmas tour when they decorate it.
And the spring garden show.
Oh, yeah, the spring garden
show. The hidden
show.
Gardens and all.
That area is really
the Fourth
great
Ward's
for
just
that
amazing.
kind of
If you
thing.
haven't done the Christmas tour in Fourth Ward,
it's amazing.
There's a home that's from 1889, I think. It's right across from Alexander Michael's. Spectacular. Victorian. Like, it is done. The art collection at home was off the chain.
Yeah. It's gorgeously decorated homes.
Yeah, all the whole neighborhood. But where have you been? Anywhere new?
Actually, I've got one. Hestia in Ballantyne.
Heard tons about it. Haven't been.
Yeah, so I've been twice in 1 week because I had family in town that I took, and then someone took me for like a post-birthday thing. But amazing if you like sushi, if you like raw fish, and that sort of thing. But they do have other things for you who doesn't eat fish. They do have steak, and they have different appetizers and stuff that do not include fish. The view is amazing, and I suggest you go before the sun goes down because it is just a gorgeous view. You can see the skyline of Charlotte.
Yeah.
The drink selection is amazing.
Yeah.
It's pricey, but it's worth it because it's really delicious
everything
food.
is pricey now. Anything that's I don't mind paying if it's worth it.
Well, in both dinners I had different things. I tried different things and just amazing overall. Really enjoyed it.
This is gonna be the only thing that sounds horrible. Like I'm a native Charlottean. We talked about it before, and it's to go. Now that I'm uptown, to get my friends in the car to drive
then go down to
all the way
Ballantyne.
back. I know views in bigger cities. I get it. I understand. We're not ginormous. It's a big city, but it's for me, anything that's over like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It might be something that you go there after work because it's not far from where we work.
And I've told them, get on the light rail. I'll pick you up at the light rail station by work, and we will go over, and then I'll take you home after.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'm going to get them down there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new places I want to try, and Henrietta's in South Loso.
I've heard that's really good.
I heard that's really fantastic.
I'm going to Sorlina, which is a homemade pasta place. I think it's either in Noda or
I've seen it. The house.
So they're only open till 7.
Yeah,
so I'm going in a couple weeks, and I'll let y'all know how if it's.
Well, as a friend of mine,
I've heard it's good.
My friend Linda bought the house-made focaccia and said it was spectacular.
Excellent.
She sells her homemade pastas and stuff too there.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, I've driven by it like 3 times because I was trying to figure out where it was. Then I realized, you've driven by it 4 times, idiot. It's right there on the left. And it's right at where, if you're in Charlotte, it's where Central Avenue and the Plaza meet at Parkwood. You kind of curve. It's right over to the left in an old house that she saved and redid. And I'm dying to go.
I love that all these people are keeping these older homes and building businesses out of them.
Well, while you're over there, you should go grab a cocktail at Mez Market.
Okay.
So I'm not going to get into the family argument. I don't know what happened. So the brother of Intermezzo, which I love, has been one of my staples for years. Opened Mez Market. Yeah, I've eaten there a million times.
Yeah.
I love it. Opened Mez Market. So it's kind of it's a
offshoot of Intermezzo.
I think it's a totally separate entity.
Yeah.
I think they're doing their separate thing now.
Yeah.
But it's great to go prepared stuff from the restaurant. House-made pizza's spectacular.
Oh, yeah. Their pizza's
pastas
excellent.
are good. Yeah. They have some great apps and dips and things. Great cocktail bar. You have a dog. They have a whole outdoor patio and dog space. So a lot of people in the neighborhood, Plaza Midwood, would walk over. So it's again, dogs. It's so if we're talking about the one Sorlina.
Sorlina.
So if Sorlina's kind of like over here, as you're coming down the plaza to go turn on, or no, it actually is the plaza at Parkwood. When you're coming on the plaza and it makes that turn, it used to be an old convenience store.
Oh, wow.
That they gutted, and it's a really cool space. And its price point's fantastic. It's not like super expensive. Good cocktails. Definitely. I think it'd be an interesting space to go to.
Yeah, just check it out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think where else I ate recently. Oh, have you been to the new Dilworth Tasting Room in Plaza Midwood?
No, I haven't.
So all of them are wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I've had great meals. I was just at the original Dilworth Tasting Room a couple weeks ago. That was featured in Hunting Wives.
On Netflix.
When they're on those, on Netflix. They were in those little red sofas. It was Margot. Was it Margot and having the conversation?
I can't remember who was in the scene, but as soon as that scene popped up, and the only reason why I watched The Hunting Wives is because of where it was shot.
Yeah.
I love watching movies that were shot in cities I've either lived in or been to because I love picking out.
Chapter 6 was in it too.
Yeah, Chapter 6
in
was
the last
also
episode,
in it.
Either the last episode or the next. And I it was fun to watch. I know where that is. I know where that is.
Exactly. That's what I do all the time.
But like all the Dilworth tasting rooms are great. And they're all different. So there's one at South Park. I think there's one in the one
original. I've been to the South Park and I've been in the Dilworth.
Yeah,
they're
patio,
very different. They're very different, but
is so amazing.
Yeah, the wine there is spectacular though.
But the new one in Plaza Midwood is more of a restaurant. It's still
gotcha.
Killer bar.
Yeah.
Great. It's more of a sit down, order a meal.
Yeah, where the other two are more like
apps.
Yeah,
like a few meals, but it's more shareables and drinking wine and hanging out.
Exactly.
This is more of a sit down dinner. You do the same app thing, but more dinner. And the atmosphere is wonderfable.
That's great.
Only thing that kills it, there's no parking.
Oh yeah,
but that's getting to be Charlotte now.
That's Charlotte.
You go. I'm starting to realize these neighborhoods don't really care. They've got some people that walk now.
Yeah,
which was never a thing here.
No. Everybody drove when I moved here 23 years ago. So
yeah, and it's fun to go into restaurants because you see another designer's take on a style.
Yeah,
and our magazine's Inspiring Charlotte, they inspire me.
Yeah.
Like colors, design choices, fabrics, textures.
Yeah.
And then I want to go, what were your measurements like? How much was your budget?
Yeah, what was your budget?
What was your inspiration?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to go to new places like that.
Especially the lighting.
Well, especially the new places that are coming here from out of town.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are a ton of new.
From Charleston, a lot of Atlanta, a lot of custom.
Yeah, well, there's a new, you do sushi.
Yeah.
So there's a new place opening and it's James Beard Award winning chef in Plaza Midwood called Uchi, which is going to be sashimi, ahi tuna, and there's this. It's supposed to be like nigiri. It's supposed to be like the spectacular.
Yeah.
I looked at the menu because they've already put. I was like, well, I can eat that. I'm sorry, I'm not a seafood. Couldn't tell you why. It's just not a thing for me. I've tried, not a thing.
And heck, I didn't eat fish really until I lived in New York City. So
yeah. So it's pasta, occasional steak, good salad or great sandwich. I'm fine. But it's kind of cool to see. But I'm gonna love it to see going there.
Yeah.
It's like when Steak 48 opened.
Yeah.
Like Steak 48 started, I think, in Phoenix, and they're in Houston, Charlotte, Philly, Beverly Hills. I want to say Chicago, maybe.
Yeah, like all the major
7 or 8 of them.
cities.
Yeah, it's the Mastro family, I think, that started them, and it's to see their design inspiration, to just see the little twist and take that they brought to Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's fun to go into new and look.
Yeah.
Because again, I'll see something there that I may have seen at market, but I've never seen it in a play. I've just seen a light fixture hanging.
Right. And when you see it installed, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of fun now that all these new places are opening and coming to see and do and feel. Like I'm excited. But again, it all boils down to what we
Exactly.
It's what inspires you, what's inspiring. This is why our magazine is here.
I mean, I use Instagram. I follow a ton of designers because that's what inspires me. Yeah, and our Inspiring magazine too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally what it's all about.
Yeah.
And but what's been great about living in Charlotte, and now even Hickory, where we're based.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's changed and the things that are growing and the influences from other cities and cultures that are changing us. And that's why we create the magazine. That's why we become designers, because we love to be inspired and create for other people.
Exactly.
And it's been kind of fun to do that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all for today.
Yeah, I think,
We've talked about a lot, but
I never stop talking, so that's not hard for me. Well, anyway, I'm George.
And I'm Lori.
And I want to thank you guys for coming in today and discussing with us how to design for you and how to create design. And you can always catch our podcasts on inspiringsharlotte.com.